Now, while this might not sound like a compliment, my favorite thing about Viltrox as a company is that their lenses are easy to sell when they give them to me for free. I compare them to my 3D popping beauty lenses, and then I notice these are flat, they're sharp, they're great, and most people love them, and they buy them from me, and I make money, and I move on with my life. Today we have the 85mm 1.4 newly released Pro lens versus the Sirui budget option with 3D pop. Dare we dream this comparison right now?
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Full disclosure, I was gifted this lens by Viltrox themselves, and thank you very much, but I was also given this one by Sirui in some cultures. I like this lens. This is one of the only third-party lenses that I've kept because it has some pop. It has some character. It's not just going for the highest resolution possible like this, my friend here, is. When it comes to build quality, clickless if you want. Can you click it? You can. A little loud. Not as loud as the 35mm, that was insane. When it comes to the important information, this weighs 794 grams. It's a hefty beast, whereas this Sirui weighs 540 grams. So it's much lighter. It's lighter and cheaper. I combined them both into one word to save time. Obviously, I didn't save time because I had to explain that, but it's lighter by 200 grams, by 250 grams on that one. So is it worth it? Like, is it going to be so much sharper that you're going to love it? Tonic comparisons, 3D pop, oh, it's all coming up. It's all coming up right now. Let's switch to this to see, just Talking Head Studio, is this a viable option? Will my face go flat like a frying pan? Viltrox now. Have we moved into clinical territory? Did my face flatten? I see it. I see it all the time. Next to Sirui, we have two giant heads in a living room. One of them has some character, does this one. Perhaps. We'll see outside, do some autofocus tests. We'll compare the pop outside, but I don't think it's that important. How's the autofocus? Should be pretty smooth. Usually Viltrox, they're almost Sony level. They're kind of good sometimes. I'm not overexposed as I get closer to that. I tell you though, this Sirui, it's a gem. It's a little shouty, like, I'm a Sirui. Like, there's a lot of writing and big numbers, but like, it's very light, but it feels premium. Just so light. And I like the material. This plastic is good times. And 67mm filter thread, whereas this is 77. That's 10 more. All right, let's do a couple comparisons in here. Closest focusing distance, tonic potential, sun stars, which I don't know how to create. And then we go outside to see the pop. Okay, I'm gonna try to replicate the same movements on both cameras. So this is the minimum focus distance right now. That's what we're witnessing. We're gonna go into a dark corner for no reason whatsoever. There's a Nikon camera, perfectly exposed, by the way. If we're moving over here, those Rife machines, they're interesting, blinking lights. They could heal your body or kill you. I'm not sure which, and that's okay. Moving on up to the closest focusing of that light, and then we back away. Perfect stabe. We see the corner tonne. What happens to it? Doesn't seem to change much. Wow, look at you. Here's some interesting flare action going on. Look at that for the Viltrox. Okay, let's get some sun stars, because this is how you do that. And that never falters, and we have it. Wow, beautiful. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy on me. Oh, why is it so deep? Oh man, the ankle socks were a mistake. Oh, why do I do it? Why do I bring it upon me? Okay, we're on the Sirui 85mm 1.4. Oh, I framed it as if I was gonna be standing up, but I'm much lower now. Oh man. This is a 3D pop test, by the way. So as we can see, the Sirui has some pop. There's some pop factor. It's got a nice little rendition to it. It's a character lens, even though they're from China. There's some good companies, like Mitacon makes some. There's TT Artisan, they have a couple poppers. And Sirui. So thank you, Sirui. I can't guarantee that I'm in focus at all, but we're about to switch to the Viltrox at some point, and we will compare the pop factor, and that's the only thing you're debating. Is it worth this minor amount of pop that no one can even see? Okay, now we're on the Viltrox. Did anything change for you? This would have to be, in my opinion, noticeably cheaper than the Sirui. If it's not, then you're heavier and more expensive, and you lack pop. So like you pay more, carry more for less character. That would not be a formula that pans out to my wallet spewing money in your direction. So I don't know. Maybe you prefer the look of a Viltrox. It's more scientific and accurate, and something, the corners are better. And for whatever photography you're doing, it's like, I really need those corners. Or you're doing astro, maybe this has more, those less coma things, you know, the star spreading things. I don't know any of these things. I don't do that type of stuff, so I don't care about your life. All I want to know is, if I'm out here, am I in focus and am I popping out the yin yang? So side by side with that Sirui punk, who has a lightweight lens, glorious Aurora lineup that I hope they continue with many, like a 24mm 1.2 full frame Aurora lens with 3D pop. Do that one, and then like 35, 50. You're done. I mean, it is a glorious lens. It's not like it's not. It's just like, what are your options for things that compete with it? Might your money be spent better elsewhere? That's what I'm always debating. There's always like way too many options for everything you'd ever want. And so it's like, who stands out? Who does it? Who's wearing salmon pants in the winter? Not my competitors, I'll tell you that much. I could be in focus. You know what my goal is? It's to find a scenario that proves 3D pop once and for all. Usually like the leading lines will do it, but I need something in this city to like, okay, I go there and then you'll see it for sure. Usually like railroad tracks, stuff like that. The other day I saw these statues and I got a bit of footage with the Zeiss 55 and I was like, I should have done that for every lens I had on me and compared it, because that might have told you something. The little statues, you can see the difference in a good lens versus one that's just flat and boring. So it's like, if you want some character in your life, this might not be your lens, but if you want to wade up to your waist in snow, come to my house. I'll be honest with you, it's a bit of a tough sell because the Sirui is so much lighter. I don't know the cost, I'm sorry, but I imagine they're roughly the same. What are you getting? The Sirui, they have character, and it's sharp, plenty sharp, and lighter. Don't know why one would lean in this direction, but like there's plenty of options for 85mm 1.4s around the world, and a lot of them are good, and this one's fine. It's fantastic. It's just, is it the best one for the lowest amount? We all make compromises. Some are like just so sharp, I need the G Master, and some have the Zeiss Pop, and others are Voigtlander-like in their appearance. Nothing's wrong with it, but the Samyang even, I think their new one, the Mark II or something, it's like a bit lighter than even the Sirui. Yes, I do plan on saying their name different every single time. I don't mind those colors. So do your research when it comes to what options are available in this focal length. The Samyang is quite good. The Sirui is nice. This one's good too. There's like lots of options. Probably 7 artisans have some like debate and weigh them. I've tested the Sirui, and that's my favorite so far. I personally would probably rather have the Zeiss Batis 85 1.8 but I'm not willing to get it. I have that, it's a 1.4, it's like, come on, like that's probably good enough for what I do. I don't use 85 a lot. I didn't do the slow motion street videography because I don't like it. 85, it's always just, I'm missing framing and the autofocus never keeps up and it's not good. So I'm glad I didn't buy the baddest. 50, 35, 24, all fantastic focal lengths. 85, for some things, you have your moments. That's a good shot. Still, it's available through my links for you. You want it. I've convinced some. What are you talking about? With these colors? You're trying to say I don't want this shot. Bitcoin donations for you types. This is beautiful colors. You don't know what you're talking about. Stupid. I could just switch the white balance because Sony has RAW. No, they don't. I'll be leaving. Subscribe for more White House Center.